And you're on.
Hello, folks. I'm David, and this is From the Hip Podcast. As always, we're sponsored by the Covenant Studios, and we're shooting in the beautiful Say What podcast studio. I got a double treat for you today. I've got two models with me, Honey and Rose, and we're going to talk to both of them today. So first, Honey, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Honey. My Instagram platform is hi with 3 eyes I'm honey.
And hi, I'm Rose. I'm here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a model here, and you can find me on all socials at xPrettyRedRoseX.
X Pretty Red Rose X.
Yes.
Pretty long, but no one has it, so that is my domain.
Yeah.
Yes.
That works. So, Honey, first, where are you from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I moved out to Texas right when I turned 19 just to have something new. Did not like it.
Really?
Yeah, and then I moved back within a few years and trying to be in Los Angeles again on my own. And I was like, wow, Los Angeles is pretty expensive on your own.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Texas doesn't look so bad anymore. So then I came back and I stayed.
So how long have you been back to Texas?
Oh, wow. I would say maybe about 7 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been here for a while, and Texas has definitely grown, and I come to love it now. I really enjoy it here.
What part of Texas are you in?
I'm in the Dallas DFW area, you know, by the Plano suburbs area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So North Dallas.
Yes.
Okay. Rose, how about yourself?
Born and raised in Dallas. I live close to downtown area, so I feel like I am in the best spot for just being in the modeling industry. It's easy to like drive around places and get on the freeway. But yeah, Dallas, born and raised, not leaving, don't want to go to California. I heard there's a lot of like earthquakes and like hurricanes out there. No thanks. I love Texas, and I'm so glad that Honey's here with us because it's a lot better when you have friends here, for sure.
For sure.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. Everything's go better with friends.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So how long have you been modeling?
Gosh. I started trying to want to be a model when I was very young. I wanted to be a model because I was apparently tall for my age. But I'm 5'8" right now, not the height for, you know,
Fashion.
industry models that are like 6 inch, like really high, 6 feet. But yeah, I wanted to start modeling when I was like 13, 14. Didn't get the chance to because my parents were not interested in me doing that. I bought a camera in 2020, started taking photos of people, and then I was feeling like I should get in the front lens and like learn what modeling is all about. So it's been 4 years now. Since 2021, I started doing it more consistently.
Okay. And how long have you been doing it, Honey?
Not as long as Rose. I've been doing it for just over a year. It kind of happened accidentally.
Well, tell us about it.
So basically, I found a studio to Urania. Shout out to Bree. Basically, I wanted to do a photo shoot for my birthday to feel pretty, and so I went with Bree, and they were very nice to work with and everything. And it just so happened that a other photographer moved from Georgia to Texas, and he found their page, and he reached out to them stating, hey, can I reach out to some of your models so I can, you know, get a portfolio out here? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And he reached out to me, and he's like, hey, I saw that you were modeling. I'm like, well, it was just like a birthday thing. And he's like, well, are you interested in doing it? I'm like, sure. So I went with him, and then he posted my photos, and then other photographers reached out, and then that's just how it happened. It just kind of snowballed. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing this now.
So your first shoot was for yourself.
Yes.
So you were a client of the studio, really,
Yeah.
instead of a model. for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he reached out to you. And that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happened to me.
And I've met a lot of models. And one thing about models, most of the time, is they enjoy being in front of the camera.
Yes.
They like the whole aura of being photographed.
Yeah.
And, I've met models that, there's a lot of pretty girls out there, okay? And they sometimes become a model. All their friends say, you're so pretty, you ought to be a model. And a model is born, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, they know they're pretty, but they don't have what it takes to be a model. Because just from the outside looking in, and like I said, I've met a lot of models, and I've seen how much work it is. And to be a good model, you've got to not only work real hard, you have to love it.
Yeah.
So what do you love about it?
I love the creativity. It's definitely a creative outlet for me, and getting to bring photographers' visions to life and just coming up with these concepts and ideas and locations and finding new places in Texas. I'm like, wow, I never knew this city existed or this location existed or this pretty place was here. And it's just so much fun. And then getting to be with everybody in the community, like being part of this community, I was able to meet wonderful people like Rose, and we're close friends now. And I just met so many other amazing people, photographers, models, people who own studios, just all around amazing environment. And that's truly what I love about it, the creativity and the community and just the aspects of everything.
Well, Rose, same question for you.
Oh man, everything Honey just said was literally the same thing I was going to say, but I can try to change it more so.
No, tell us that right.
Well, literally everything I'm piggybacking, but let me pick two of my favorite things that I love that I can share. The confidence that I've built throughout this 4 or 5 years of me shooting and creating with other people and like seeing everyone's vision and different concepts that they bring into who I am. And I see the final results of the photos. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect myself to look that amazing. And I start to feel more confident. I started to feel more capable of understanding who I am as a person. I don't consider myself just a model, but I consider myself as a creator. And I love creating, and that's like the best part. The second thing is definitely the locations and discovering things within Dallas, or let's just say if I am a traveling model and I go to a different state and stuff like that, getting to see places and discover things is awesome. I wouldn't have been able to do it without this industry.
Well, see, I'm not a fan of the locations.
Oh, yeah, you like to shoot in studio?
Yes. And to me, when I shoot people, then I want to shoot the person. And I need some kind of background, but I don't need a big location for it because I want to focus on you.
Right.
And it's all about you when I'm shooting you. So it doesn't matter that we're at the fabrication yard or, out in a forest. I'm not shooting the forest. I'm not shooting the fabrication yard. I'm shooting you. I want to bring out your personality and your expressions and not the graffiti at the fabrication yard or how beautiful the trees are or, this beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Because you get lost in that, in my opinion.
Could I share? I think that with different locations, you can tell different stories, but as a professional who's been doing this for 52 years, I think that I understand where you're coming from with the idea of just taking the photos and really seeing who the person is and like their expressions and stuff and getting them, close to you and getting personable with them, understanding like their facial expressions and the lighting setup and really getting a great quality photo without having to do all that chaos of driving back and forth to the fabrication yard or to other, locations. Which,
And moving equipment around.
right, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how I started,
Yeah.
was, a headshot portrait photographer. And that's about the person. And, if they're wearing black, we're not going to use a black background because they blend in. But it's, it's about the person. And it's like the podcast. Everybody wants to see you. They don't care whatever's over here. They want to see you, And so what's the neatest place you've shot?
The neatest place? Honestly, I would say if you're saying in regards to like a cool experience, I would definitely say the abandoned church.
I was about to tell you to say
Yeah,
that.
it's an abandoned church.
Okay.
It's about 2 hours away. I shot a nun photo shoot there, and I know a lot of models use that area and photographers as well. It's just a really beautiful area. It's in a very, very small town. The only thing I don't like about it is the spiders.
There's what?
Spiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're everywhere. But that, I would say, was the best place because it still had the beautiful stained glass windows. It had multiple old broken down pianos or organs, but it was so beautiful. And like they still had the pews, and they still had a few Bibles there too. It was just a very nice vintage organic feel to it, and I really enjoyed that location.
Did you shoot there also?
Yeah,
right?
I've been there twice before. It's actually gorgeous, just like you said. It's beautiful. It is abandoned. Not everyone is allowed to go in there, but obviously, we're just shooting there really quick and leaving. But yeah, it's a beautiful church. Yes, exactly. You're trespassing.
Yeah.
But it's for the art, and we don't go and damage it or anything. We just go and check it out, take some photos, and hop out. Yeah.
Beautiful location. Very unique. Okay. But the end images. Is it showing the whole church and you're happy over there in the corner somewhere?
In regards to my nun shoots, it was a mixture. There's some of me close up. There's some of the church, since the church gave out specific lighting, especially with those stained glass windows. So it's just a mixture, and it also depends on the photographer what it is that they're aiming for. If they're trying to get the whole atmosphere or just get you specifically. So it was definitely a mixture on my end.
Which images did you like the best?
All of them. I like Rose says, usually with those concepts, it's telling a story. And that was my thing, was telling a story. And like I felt like it definitely, the mixture of both of them told that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been your worst photography experience?
Worst, I would say, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the, how do I put it? Was sounding not terrible.
You don't have to put any names out there.
I wouldn't say like location-wise or specific people. I would definitely say newer photographers. It's not the most ideal experience in regards to them not being able to direct you in regards to how they want the concept to look. Sometimes, you'll get new photographers who don't know how to properly explain on what it is that they're trying to shoot or how you look in the camera and how to change it. So it's kind of, I guess, in regards to that communication aspect, it's kind of difficult if they just tell you, oh, switch up the pose. How did you want me to look? Just something different. Like, that doesn't really help. But if they're like, oh, if you put your hand to your face, or if you do this, or if you just look up to the sky, stuff like that, that helps the experience.
Do you get a lot of photographers that send you concept ideas and maybe images they want to recreate?
Sometimes, yeah, it depends on the photographer, but I definitely have had that before. Like one photographer specifically, they bring a stack of printed poses, and they basically just want me to recreate those said poses with my outfits. So, yeah,
Okay.
It just depends on the photographer.
And Rose?
Which
Same
question? Oh, about just
The worst
moods and
experience.
Worst experience. I've had so many experiences, and still to this day, I make mistakes giving people TFP chances. But I do like to create with new coming photographers like Honey and give them chances. But I think for me, the worst experiences is usually when it's a male photographer who's just interested in seeing extra or being around you and taking up your time and your energy. And let's just say if it is a paid shoot, they're paying you for the hour, but they're making you stay extra for like who knows. And you know, it's not planned. I don't like unplanned shoots. I really enjoy when somebody like plans it. They tell me what kind of poses we're doing, what kind of concept we're going to do, what the location is, what time. And then I'm okay with that. But if it's just like, oh, I'm renting out this studio, I'm paying you this much, and they don't follow through with like what kind of look or what kind of poses, and then they, you know, our male photographers usually, female photographers, they always have it like planned out, but male photographers who are just starting, who I know have just the want to be around a woman, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ones that I'm not into.
They're
They're
more interested in
being around, exactly.
shooting a pretty girl.
Yeah. Ooh,
Then,
another thing, I would say when you don't get any photos back after,
yeah.
with beginner photographers as well, because there's a lot of beginner photographers who are just starting and they don't know if these photos are any good and they don't want to edit them, they don't like them, but we don't even get to see any of the photos at the end of the day, and that, like, I think wastes both of our time and our money and our energy, and that really sucks.
Do you think maybe they're embarrassed on how the photos did not turn out well?
Maybe, but you know, you should at least try to give somebody a chance. You don't have to share the raws if you don't have to, because obviously those are your photos. And I mean, if you're paying a model, I don't know. For me, at least, if you're paying a model, you don't have to give the model back the photos if you don't like them. But if you are doing TFP with somebody, you should be sharing at least some of the photos.
And excuse me, and how bad they are.
Yeah. I mean, I take photos. I'm not a professional photographer. I take photos, and even if I don't like them, I try to edit them to the best of my ability and give them to the model. And if they don't want to use them, they don't have to. But I feel like it's disrespectful as in TFP time. You're not sharing what we both did during our free time together.
Well,
It's a little odd for me.
tell you how I work.
Okay.
Okay. I always share all the images. And I'll let you pick the ones you want. Because my experience has been, you will pick an image that you love that I think is terrible. And it may be terrible, photographically, terrible retouching I did, or, I could just be a shitty photographer. But it may have you may have a silly grin on your face, and for whatever reason, you love it. So, I think you should have that one.
Yeah.
I pick the ones I like,
Yeah.
and then I'll do a combination of the ones you like and the ones I like.
Well, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Now, my problem is I am not creative at all. And I very seldom have a concept. I may want to shoot pinup, and that's going to be the only clue you have of what we're shooting.
Yeah.
And I'll say, we're going to do pinup, practice your expressions. We've got aprons or vintage dresses or whatever here. And from there, that's all I can do.
Yeah, and I think it just depends, and I feel like that's where the communication happens. If the model needs more direction, I feel like that they should ask for, like, more specifically what it is that you're looking for, like poses. If you only have a concept of pinup, the model can ask, are you looking for specific poses? Are you looking for specific outfits, colors, mood? So you guys can both create and make that happen.
Well, and I always send a lot of images, from somewhere that I like that convey what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm not creative, and I suck at directing you. But I'm old school. So I may, if you take a pose, I'll tell you, okay, turn 30 degrees from the camera, swing back to the camera at your waist only, to slim your waist, and then I'll tilt your head slightly to your left.
To me, that seems
No,
like
that's
good direction.
direction. Yeah, that's direction.
But
good.
that's about as far as I go.
Yeah.
Hey, if that takes the shot, if that's the money shot, that's the money shot.
Now, y'all met Glenn, who's running our sound and video board today.
Yes. Hi, Glenn.
She's a very creative photographer. And he will tell a model, forget your poses. I'm going to pose you.
Okay.
And he takes way too many images. But
Me too.
he takes way too many shots. Because he's looking for just that perfect expression.
Right.
Now, I'm not that way.
Right.
But, and he will pose you in very minute increments. Okay? Because he knows what he's looking for.
Yeah.
And he's extremely creative on his sets. I won't say he exclusively shoots at the studio, but he shoots there an awful lot. And I've said this many times. I see an image he did. I know it was shot at the studio, but it takes me 20 minutes to figure out how he did it.
Wow.
And, okay. He used the light wall. He got that large window we've used.
Yeah.
And that piece is from the prop room. I recognize that.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like the studio.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
And yeah, he's real good at that.
Yeah.
He's a pain in the ass, but he's good at that.
Is that why you keep him around?
That's why I keep him around. And since he's here, we can talk about
Silly.
it to his face.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going back.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that we stated previously. It depends on the photographer, what they're looking for, their concept and everything. And that's what I feel like is great working with different people, because certain people will have, like you, pose this, and him, he's like, no, do it my way. And sometimes that's, that's great. Hey, if you know what you want, go for it, And some people are just like, oh, I'm not sure. And then we can communicate what it is that we're looking for. So that's, yeah, great.
We've got another photographer that's been shooting with us, 7, 8 years. And when he first started, he would print out images from a magazine or online, where we found them, and he'd make a little book out of it. And he'd bring that in, and he'd send them to the model prior. And this is what we're going to shoot.
Yeah.
Here's the poses, here's the type of outfits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he went by that for his whole shoot. And as the years have passed, he doesn't do that anymore. He now knows exactly what he wants in his head.
Yeah.
And he does a great job.
Yeah.
So what is y'all's favorite prop?
Prop?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. There's so many props.
I know, right? Honestly, for me, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a prop, but it's an action. And for me, I try to use my whole body as much as I can to be expressive. And that's something that I've gotten comments or compliments about, which I'm very happy that I receive, is that I'm very expressive when I need to be, or I know how to use my body in specific ways, especially since I have long legs. I try to use that as much as I can to make the shot, especially if it's like a very creative shot. So I feel like myself, I'm the best prop.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're how tall?
I am, so
Barefooted.
I say I'm 5'9", but everyone swears I'm taller, so I say around 5'9".
I feel like you're at least 6. Yeah, I mean 5'9" is almost 6, so just say you're 6.
Okay, I'm around 5'10" then.
Okay. And Rose, you had commented that you'd only been in the studio one time.
Yes, the studio,
and
Covenant.
for just a few minutes.
5 minutes. It was a really quick photo shoot because we were running late. It was for the rain room. We did like what is that dance? Is it flash dance with the rain?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I already forgot it, but yeah, me and Red, shout out to Red, we shot here for 5 minutes literally and got the photos. They look absolutely beautiful. We did use a prop. We used a chair, obviously, to give that look for the rain shot where she's dancing and gets splattered with the water. But yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I know the rain set is a set, of course, but I feel like it's also a prop. The
It
water,
is the
so
water.
to speak.
I would say my favorite prop would be cars, like nice cars to get on top of, vintage cars, sports cars. I like how I look with them. I don't know anything about cars at all. I drive a Nissan, not a Nissan, Toyota Corolla. I just changed my car. And yeah, I just love being on top of cars. They look nice. And I feel like that's the pinup vibe I like to go with the most. So I would say that. I hope that I can do more photo shoots with cars and maybe get in that industry some more and learn about them as well.
How about guns?
I've only shot with one gun. First time touching it, had no bullets, of course, but it was like a long rifle. That was the only time, but I would be open to it again.
And honey, yourself?
I've pew-pewed, but never actually shoot with a gun. But I'm down for it.
So, you haven't done a photo shoot with a gun,
No.
but you've shot before.
Yeah.
With a gun.
Different kind of shot. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm definitely down for that. Yeah, because I don't mind guns. I've grown up with guns even in Los Angeles. My dad was
Even in California with a
my
gun?
dad was very pro gun. He was very pro gun, and I've learned. I started shooting maybe second grade. I would do
Wow.
little things in the mountains and everything.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, so I'm comfortable around guns.
Yeah, we were just
Rose?
speaking about
Now-
that.
yeah.
I was just telling him, David, that I've never touched a gun. Actually, I have now that I forgot about the rifle, but never shot a gun, never had one, and I really want to learn.
And you've been in Texas all your life.
I've been in Texas all my life, and I've seen them. I've seen people with them. Like my baby daddy has one and everything, but I've just never even cared to. But now I feel like, you know what? It's time for me to get a gun or to learn at least, because they're gonna be here forever. So, yeah, protect myself.
When you learn to use a gun, there are advantages to having it with you because you never know when shit's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, what if something really chaotic happens and I need a gun and I don't have one?
I shot a model years ago. Beautiful, blonde, small lady. And she came in, and we got to talking. And I asked her, I said, you go to photo shoots without an escort. What if something happens? So, I'm armed.
Yeah.
And I said,
awesome.
you're armed? And she said, yeah, I carry a gun everywhere I go. She said, it's part of my job. She was a policeman. Policewoman, policeman, whatever you call them, whatever's proper.
Yeah.
And she was quite the shot.
That's awesome.
And
I
she-
love that.
She later got promoted to the chief of police in the small town.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I shot her, and then another time I shot her husband, and their kids. And now, she's 5'3", maybe 5'4", petite, beautiful young lady. Her husband's 6'3",
That's usually how it
250,
goes.
muscle everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was a policeman also.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay.
I can't remember if it's in the same town, but if it had been, and then she became chief of police, she
Yeah.
probably had to go to another
Yeah.
department somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I would have to. I'm
Yeah.
not going to let my wife be the boss.
Right.
She's the boss at home. She's not
Yeah,
going to be the boss on the
exactly.
job.
It's 24/7. Come on.
So what all genres do y'all shoot?
Oh, I do different ones. Honestly, I'm usually pretty open with different concepts. I usually don't go for the more seductive adult versions or concepts. I usually try to stay more of the artistic or moody type of scenes.
Okay.
I like them all. Erotic is my favorite. Boudoir, nude, cosplay, editorial, portrait. I like portraits. I've been shooting every week with this guy who wants just portrait photos of me with my hands, and it's awesome because it's like I don't have to do very much but just stand and look pretty and like use my hands. And yeah, I would say everything as well. I have no shame in not shooting anything.
Okay. And what careers have you had non-modeling? Or do you still have one and you model?
So I do have a full 9 to 5. I'm actually in finance investigation. I do modeling more as a hobby, as more of like a side thing. You know, something fun to get my creative outlet going because I do like artistic pieces and everything, but I do have a regular or a normal corporate 9 to 5. So yeah, I enjoy my job and I enjoy modeling. I feel like it's both aspects of me, like the book honey and then the artistic honey. And they both mesh and come together.
That's great.
Now, you said, what was the job title?
I do finance investigation.
Finance investigation.
Yeah, so I basically monitor accounts and everything to see if people do like terrorist financing or money laundering and such.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you with the FBI, the IRS? Who you with?
That's classified. That's classified.
Fair enough.
Really.
Fair enough. I've met a lot of models, you know, briefly mostly. But some of them have the most unique jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I shot a model that another photographer brought in. We did a shoot together. And beautiful young lady, you know, most models are. And her job was she was a cyber developer, big time. I mean, big time. Another model I shot, a pinup model, one of the best I've ever shot. She models for fun. She does burlesque dancing for fun.
Ooh, how fun.
And she's had a corporate finance
Yeah.
for a big company.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, I've met some models who are like children's therapist, a veterinarian. Such interesting jobs to have and then start modeling. I'm like, how'd you get into it?
off camera, I want the model that's the vet.
Oh yeah, she's actually a burlesque dancer as well. Vixie St. Clair.
Who?
Vixie St. Clair.
Okay, I'll get that
Yeah,
after
she's
the
great.
episode.
Yeah, I believe she was like in a vet tech and she's like learning how to become a vet tech. But yeah, I'm just like, what? How do you do that? But she's a burlesque model as well. So she's gotten into the modeling industry because of burlesque. I would love to do burlesque.
I know, that seems
sounds
fun,
really
actually.
fun.
Do you like to dance?
I have no routine, but this new year I plan on learning routines and like, you know, how to dance nice. But I just dance for fun, you know. I'm at the club just having fun, but I don't dance professionally, no.
I dance like a grandpa.
Dance like what?
Like a grandpa.
Like a
I
grandpa?
shake the shoulders and underbite. That's as far as I go.
Like I can dance.
Yeah. We got a dance.
Dance
Like a
party.
dance.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
So what careers have you been in?
Oh man, I worked so many jobs, but the last job I just had was for 3 years, and I was a executive receptionist. Worked with top dog executives for an engineering company, and I finally left in September, and now I've just been doing full-time modeling.
Okay, so you've been a model full time.
I
just a
was
short
working. I was working mostly and just modeling for fun as well, like Honey is, and then now it's full time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And,
Yep.
honey, tell the audience about you. What should they know about you?
I feel like never judge a book by its cover. I've been told that I look mean or I seem like I am stuck up, but I'm really not. If you just talk to me, I'll talk to you back. I'm like, oh, hi, a friend. I'm just very much a wallflower. And with Rose, she brought me out of my shell. When we first met, I was like, hi, I'm fine. It's nice to meet you. Please be my friend.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like to know me, just ask questions, and I'm pretty open. I like to be goofy. I love to laugh. I love artistic things, and I can have all types of topics talked about. I could talk about artistic things, serious things, imaginary things. I just
Money laundering.
Yeah, money laundering. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to get to know someone, so I'll ask them random questions, and so because I want to know who you are, and I would like for you to do the same, because why not get to know each other?
Well, the money laundering, you've got to share a story on that.
I mean,
Protect the innocent, or the guilty, whichever case it may be.
yeah.
So, did you discover somebody laundering money?
Yeah, we've come across that quite a bit, unfortunately, and especially with a lot of elderly folks, like people taking advantage of them, and then us having to file APS case, Adult Protective Service cases, and then, just speaking with law enforcement and everything. So those ones are the most heartbreaking to me, because it's like these elderly people put their trust in you, and you were like, oh, I see them as a bank account, and it's just really baffling that people would be so cruel to do that.
So it's more scamming than it is money laundering.
It's a wide aspect of things, because we have seen money laundering as well, like with businesses and whatnot. But for me personally, I see those personal cases with individuals as more of like I'm like, I gotta do it for them,
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Have you seen The Equalizer 3?
No, I
Denzel
haven't.
Washington? Mm-mm. Well, off topic. Glenn will hate that. The whole show's about somebody got scammed out of their pension, their life savings, and everything. $354,685.
Wow. Yeah.
And he gets it back for him.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know that till the end of the show.
Yeah. It's like vigilante work. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I get recommended so many shows, like, of course, like Breaking Bad, Ozark. There's another one that I get recommended a lot to watch, because they're like, oh, it's like what you do. And I'm like, with the money laundering. I'm just like, oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen any of them?
Breaking Bad, but not
Yeah.
Ozark. It's on my to-do list.
Nice.
But yeah.
So, Rose,
Okay, forgot the question. What was the question?
I did too.
I do believe you were asking just about,
The job you
What
had
job?
prior to modeling.
it was all right. I was with them for 3 years. They actually fired me because of timekeeping. I would eat my lunch in the reception desk, but it is what it is. I'm happy that they did let me go, because now I'm able to do what I actually truly do like and I'm more passionate about, is working with people and shooting and creating and having the chance to come here with you all, because I'm also mom. I have a 7-year-old, so it
Oh.
makes things even more difficult on my schedule and stuff like that. So now that I don't have to, have a 9-to-5 job, I can be more of a mom and a model and just focus on those two things. But yeah,
Do you take your son to shoots with you?
she's my daughter. I do. I take her here and there, not very often, obviously not for the erotic or nude or boudoir, unless she really has to for boudoir, but she sees my work, she's seen my stuff, and she likes it. She's just 7, so she's just like, whatever, mommy's just taking pictures. Yeah,
I want to talk about your hair.
absolutely, sure.
So, You're a two-tone now.
Yes, I had my hair red all around, but I saw too many models with red hair and I wanted to do something different, so I split it.
And you know Whatley, so you didn't want to infringe on her blue.
Oh, I wouldn't do blue. That is Whitley's color, and I don't think that would ever match my skin tone or who I am. I think I resemble red a lot in my energy. I like the color red. It's very seductive. It's very moody, and that's
Powerful.
who I think I am. Yeah, I'm very bold and powerful as well. Yeah, that's the color I want all the time for anything. I'm
The
like,
red?
just get me red. Yeah.
But you changed it.
I changed it to split because I also am in the adult industry and I wanted to play a part of two of my switch sides, which is more of a dominant side and more of a submissive side, which is my red. I'm just more of like a sexy girl here, and then like more, you know,
A bitch.
more of a, you know, you can call me a bitch if you want, but I'm not a bitch. I'm just going to tell you how I want things to be, and you're going to give it to me. But yeah, I like the split for now. We'll see how long it'll last. I do miss the red already because it makes it more difficult to change styles for modeling. I have plenty of wigs now that I can change, but it's not my actual hair, and I kind of miss my red. But I do like the split for now. We'll see how long we keep it.
What color wigs do you have?
Oh, so many. I have crazy colors for like cosplays, like blues and pinks and purples, and then I have silver and blonde and brunette and all the colors that anyone, like a photographer, is willing to ask. Like, hey, do you have a black bob? I have a black bob. I'll wear it for you if you need that.
Right. Y'all have both said cosplay.
Yeah.
And I'm an old. I don't get cosplay.
Yeah, I mean,
And I especially
costumes.
don't get modeling cosplay. So what's the attraction?
Our inner nerd.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of cosplay you're doing because, you know, there's Disney cosplayers who wear an Ariel outfit and that's their photo shoot look, or they cosplay a mermaid. It doesn't have to be the Little Mermaid, but just like cosplay itself is you're changing into a character, you're turning into somebody else, you're not acting like who you are. And I like that. It's fun to
Kind of like
look
make
different.
believe.
Yeah,
For adults.
exactly. Yeah.
Make believe for adults.
Yes. That's how I see it.
I wouldn't say I'd want to do it like all the time, only cosplay, because I do like to represent who I am and what I like to look like full time. But cosplay can be fun when you're like, you know, for Halloween or for just like a fun little shoot.
Yeah.
Now, does cosplay and Halloween go together?
They can.
I can.
They can. It depends. Like, I mean, because, you know, usually you have a costume or an outfit, and then people wear it for Halloween. They're like, hey, why not? I already have this outfit, you know, wear it for
Okay.
Halloween. Yeah.
So like how Honey was at the abandoned church, she didn't just go over there with like her regular outfit. She wanted to look like a nun to give that story that she's a nun in the abandoned church and she's praying, she's reading her Bible. So that's kind of giving a story with that. But yeah, I like cosplay for those reasons. There's all sorts of cosplay. There's those anime cosplayers who go above and beyond on their anime stuff. But no, I haven't done that very much, but I would like that too.
So do y'all shoot together a lot?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did one recently for the holidays. I was Krampus and she was Santa.
That was cosplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was more of a fashion editorial cosplay look.
Twist. Yeah.
Yeah. Where she was, you know, being Krampus, I'm being Santa, and we're dressed pretty nice. Like, I wouldn't say like the original Santa look or the original Krampus look, but we gave it a fashion editorial vibe. to
Yeah,
it.
like I had a maroon blazer on and leather pants and hoof heels on with the horns and long hair. I also wear wigs as well if needed.
I loved the nails that you
Oh
had.
yeah, and then like
those were
little
really
claw
cool.
nails.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely a really fun shoot. But I've also shot Honey too with my camera. So we just like to create with each other. We have fun.
Yeah. It's all for
Y'all live fairly close together?
Like 20, 30 minutes, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To me, that's not far.
Yeah, it's not far. Texas is just so big.
It's so
so
spacious.
It's like,
yeah. Everything's going to take 20, 30 minutes anyway.
See you in an hour with traffic.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate this is, but I know my wife is from Chicago. But I understand that from Texarkana to Chicago is a shorter distance than Texarkana to El Paso.
I can see that.
Wow.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
wouldn't know. I
me
don't know
driving
Chicago is.
back-
No, Illinois is like, I'm trying to remember where it is.
Well, that is
Chicago. I'm like, how much of an hour drive is that? Like,
probably 9-10 hours.
yeah.
I could definitely see that because me moving back and forth to Los Angeles, Dallas, I drove each way. So I could definitely.
And when you got out of Texas, you were halfway.
Oh yeah, I was like crying in happy tears. I'm like, I'm out of Texas. like the word, it's over halfway.
Yeah, it's so big.
Yeah, and then all the other states like boom, boom, boom. But Texas
Exactly.
is like forever. Yeah.
I've made that drive several times
Yeah.
to California.
Yeah.
And it's a trip.
Yeah.
It's
A mental trip.
It is.
Yeah.
I think the first time I did it, we had gone to Big Bear, California skiing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd gone with my older brother and his wife and either 3 or 5 kids. I just don't remember at the time whether he had the other 2 or not. And that's a long ways for a young guy like I was back then
Yeah.
with a bunch of kids
Yeah.
and cramped up in the car.
Yeah.
And we shared the driving.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back, we got in a blizzard.
Oh no.
That was a nightmare of a trip.
Oh my gosh.
Driving 20 miles an hour in the dark, snowing, you can't hardly
That
see
sounds
anything.
really scary.
Yeah,
Oh my
that sounds
goodness.
scary. Thank
Yeah.
God you're here.
We drove straight through it. It took 24 hours.
Oof, my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't pleasant.
Power to you.
It wasn't pleasant.
No. Yeah, when I first moved out here from Los Angeles, we had a U-Haul, and we had a friend help us move to Texas, and we got a U-Haul that didn't have a middle seat. They didn't have one, so I had to sit on a built-in toolbox the whole time. My butt was in pain for the next week. It was numb and in pain at the same time. Oh my God, I swear I had an indent for 2 weeks. It was the worst.
That sounds horrible.
So
Yeah.
you said we moved out here.
My sister and I.
Your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved out here with my sister. Los Angeles was getting too crazy in regards to crime, in regards to money. Everything was so expensive. And, we were younger, of course, so we didn't have the positions that we do now in regards to occupation. So we were kind of struggling. So we wanted a fresh start. Her friend was moving out to Texas, and we're just like, let's just go. Why not? So that's what we did.
And your mom and dad are still in L.A.?
They live in Northern California now.
Okay.
Yeah, LA is way too expensive. You gotta be rich.
I'll tell you what, I've been to L.A. multiple times, but passing through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live there because of the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic and just unfortunately the homeless rate has gone up so much just because everything is so expensive. It's not like the movies. The parts that they show in the movies are just very clean. However, everything else is very dirty. Lots of graffiti, lots of crime, lots of homeless people, unfortunately. It's just kind of sad of how it's gotten, but hopefully it'll get better. I don't know how, but
Sounds like Houston.
You're right, yeah, honestly, yeah.
I'm sorry, Houston, folks.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I lived there for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Oh my God, what made you go and come back?
My older brother bought a company in Houston and took me down there to work. And there was a catering company, Roach Coaches,
Okay.
and it was the second largest in Houston.
Okay.
120 vehicles. And I didn't like the people. I didn't like that industry.
Yeah.
I didn't like the weather. My girlfriend was here,
Yeah.
and I came back nearly every weekend. And I enrolled in University of Houston, and the first day of classes were canceled for a hurricane.
Oh my.
And I said, I'm done.
It's a sign.
It was a sign.
Yeah.
I was gone the next day.
Yeah.
It
I
was-
don't blame you. Yeah. Unfortunately, again, sorry, Houston folks, but I don't really hear the best comments about
Yeah,
Houston.
I'm
I've actually
happy to
never
visit,
been,
but yeah, I visit for photographers and models that I know out there, but I would not live there. No.
Yeah. It's-
Yeah,
To me, it's a dirty,
it is.
crime-ridden, not the greatest people in the world. And I know there's some great people in the Houston area.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Yeah. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
I wouldn't even care to drive through it. You know?
Drive around it. Yeah.
So when's your next modeling gig?
My next modeling gig. I need my calendar. But I think it's in a couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm going to do like a fashion vintage type of vibe. I think like they want to do like magazines and DVDs and an old TV and just me kind of doing like dramatic poses and such. I think that's my next shoot, and that's like the first or second week of January. So yeah.
And
Yeah, way too many that I can't even think either. I know I have like a shoot on Tuesday with the same photographer I was just speaking of, who just gets portrait photos
Right.
of me, but that's a paid gig. Anything creatively, I have several things planned for Valentine's. There's some new upcoming studio. Well, it's already open. I believe they're called New Wine or Red Wine, but they just opened up and they wanted me to come and shoot with them. So yeah, I'm eager for that. They're doing like a Valentine's Day look with shibari. I don't know if you know shibari.
I know
rope,
shibari.
And like wax play and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah.
And if you're into shibari, or if anybody's into shibari, want to learn, look up the Naughty, Knoty, boys,
The Naughty Boy.
Oh, okay.
yeah, on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look them up. Do they teach you?
They teach, yes.
okay.
They used to buy fully clothes, but they teach you how to do, a rope corset and
Yeah.
various and sundry
Nice.
You can
things.
do
Okay.
the beautifulest designs with shibari. Yeah, it can really add to a piece. Yeah,
So, you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd love to learn so I can do it on models as well, and practice on you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, just don't do the suspension.
Oh yeah, I don't think I would be strong enough to do that.
Well, it's also my understanding can be very dangerous if the knots aren't tied right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've done suspension before and it was really fun. It is very nerve-wracking and you have to work with somebody who's a professional who's done it many, many times. I wouldn't just do it with some person who's like, yeah,
I learned
get on this.
Yeah.
How about body painting? Have y'all done that?
Yeah, body painting is fun. You should. I'm pretty sure you will be this year.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm down for that.
The most creative thing we've ever done in the studio to this day. And I've had the studio for 17 years now.
Wow.
We did a body paint shoot 5 years ago. We had 4 body painters. I think all 4 were from Oklahoma. I know a couple of them were nationally ranked.
Wow. Okay.
And we did a sexy alien, Cleopatra, the Ice Queen, and Poison Ivy.
Oh my God, all those sound amazing.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are all fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it was unbelievable how good it was. It took them 5.5 hours to paint them.
Jeez. Yeah,
Takes
the
a while.
dedication. Yeah, and to get
Yeah.
the attention to detail. Yeah. But it comes out so beautifully in the end. So beautiful.
5.5 hours of painting, and then, I don't know, there was 10, 12 of us. We shot for 2.5 hours,
Yeah, wow.
and then we were all done. And I know Poison Ivy planned to, she was going out that night. She was not planning to
Take
to
it off.
shower
Yeah.
to get it off of her.
Keep it on.
Oh yeah,
Just
why
keep it
not?
on.
I would have done that too. Be like, hey, look at me.
Oh, yeah. And Charlie Monderas was our sexy alien. And she's got green eyes about that big.
That is awesome.
And beautiful, beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
And it was an awesome shoot.
Aw, that sounds
That's-
so awesome. I have to see those photos.
I'll send you a copy of them.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, it was unreal.
That sounds so fun.
We had four
right?
separate sets, and the photographers rotated. The models stayed on their set.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
Very
had
organized.
a wood, a forest background for Poison Ivy.
Oh, perfect.
We had a galaxy background
For the alien.
for the alien. We had a Roman, like interior of a, I don't want to say a mansion, but a castle
Okay.
for Cleopatra. And then we had a cold set for the Ice Queen. You know, snow, icicles, all that.
That's
So cool.
It, and the Cleopatra had a headdress that you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was this tall, this high, came down. It was,
Really? Oh my God, that sounds so pretty. When I imagine Cleopatra, I imagine more of like the Elizabeth Taylor version
Yeah.
of like the bangs and the short bob and the braids, not like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
so dramatic, but that sounds awesome.
it was cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
It was. And
Cool.
I had one photographer tell me, he said, I've never seen anything done like this.
Really?
And I've wanted to do it again. I just can't top what we did.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of that I'd like to do that might top it, I want to do the old picture Bibles pictures of, you know, like the Archangel and Gabriel fighting,
Oh, yeah.
That is
And-
cool.
the mother with the little child, angel, and
That'd
I
be
like
really cool.
it'd be cool, but it... you know,
Lots
a
of
lot-
planning. Lots
A
of planning.
lot of planning.
Yeah.
A lot of planning.
Yeah, those kind of projects are a hectic kind of thing where you have to like sit down and really plan and ask what kind of models would we need and
Yeah, like months in advance to
Yeah.
do all of that. But
the
Yeah.
setup for the, you know,
Well, the sets,
location.
especially
yeah,
for, you know,
building it.
the vision I see in my mind, you got the mother angel and the child up on the edge of a mountain type look. And
ooh, yeah.
if you ever get a chance to look at an old picture Bible,
Yeah.
look at that and that'll give you an idea.
Yeah.
And if you do and you have some ideas, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause I damn sure need some help on that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Another cool idea would be something more medieval. Maybe like just a bunch of kings and queens and princesses. I don't know if you like that idea, but I've been in a medieval stage at the moment. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones and I'm like, I want to do so many things with swords and armor and princesses and
And I
queens.
want to be a female knight.
Yeah, female
But
knight.
where did the body paint come in?
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's not very much body paint. It would be more so like a costume, like made, you know, by somebody kind of thing in a setup situation. But yeah, no body paint for that. How would you do the body paint for the angels and
Well, see, that's
it
the
would,
thing.
yeah.
Have you seen those ones where they take like a group of people and they make something as a whole? There was one I saw, I think it was about 5 girls or so, and they had body paint all over them, but when they contortioned a certain way, they looked like a
tiger
tiger.
or
Yeah,
something.
I thought that was
Yeah.
Those are
interesting.
cool.
Leroy Roper in Dallas, photographer, painter, does a lot of that type of work.
Oh, really?
But he does, you know, tigers. It's one person normally, sometimes two, that they're painted up, but they look like a lion, tiger, a bear, you know, oh my. butterflies, different things.
Yeah,
He does some awesome stuff.
That's really cool.
that does sound
Yeah,
awesome.
look him up, Leroy Roper.
Okay,
Leroy
perfect. Yeah,
Roper.
because that stuff always seems so interesting to me. Because to me, I like to know of the behind the scenes of what did you do to make this happen, and just thinking about all the time prep and all the like images and all the concepts and everything. That's what I like. I'm like, wow, that must have taken a lot, and that's what I really like about those finished pieces. Is like, wow, that looks like it took a lot of time, and it came out wonderfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I really like.
Glenn commissioned having a dungeon built.
Oh wow.
That was in the studio for months, 6 weeks. First shoot he did.
Really?
That looked real cool.
That sounds cool.
It does sound fun.
It was.
That's awesome.
Well, ladies, before we end, is there anything about yourself you want to tell the audience?
I'm good.
You sure? I think that was the question that you were asking. and
Yeah, I think it
forgot.
was previously that I answered, and then
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
did
what the
answer
question was.
it. I guess for me, as a model in the DFW area, I would just say I highly recommend me. I'm very easy to work with. You can go find me on Model Mayhem if you'd like. I don't know my numbers or my code for it, but I'm on there, and I'm on all social media platforms, and I'd love to work with anybody who's interested.
Okay, we'll give you your Instagram again.
Okay, X Pretty Red Rose X.
Okay.
And mine's is hi with 3 I's dot im dot honey.
Okay.
Yes.
All righty, folks. You now met Honey and Rose.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all give them a yell and be sure and shoot them at the Covenant Studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
that would be
course,
great.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
David.
for sure.
I appreciate you.
All right, that's a wrap, folks.
Thanks.
Okay.
That was